Hello everyone, it's Rostic here, and today I'm giving out the 2015-2016 winter weather forecast. And this year is going to be exceptionally interesting because we are going to experience an El Nino sort of winter. And that's going to bring a lot of flip-floppy kind of weather that we haven't seen over the past couple winters to our country. So let's first start over in the East Coast. As we all know, last year was extremely brutal, extremely cold. February was one of the coldest months for the states of New England. Second coldest month for February last year. But this year is not going to be as bad because of mainly El Nino. So over on the East Coast, mainly in the Northeast and going down to the Mid-Atlantic, don't expect to see a whole lot of brutal cold. Yes, we are going to still get our cold snaps. It's still going to be freezing all the time, basically throughout the majority of the hardcore winter months. However, it's not going to be as cold as it was last year. We're going to have a lot more kind of mild spells throughout the winter months, December, January, and February. Now, going into the interior Northeast, as we all know, again, last year, all the lake effects that happened due to the fact that a whole lot of chilly air won't be coming down as often as it was last year. We are going to see lesser amounts of snow for the Great Lakes. So the lake effect snow is not going to be as great as it was last year. So going down into the south, like especially in the southeast in Florida, we are expected to see kind of above average rainfall and possibly some severe weather going into parts of Florida, mainly in the months of December and January. And for the rest of the southeast and going into the Gulf states, expect to see kind of like a cooler and wetter pattern start setting up over the next month or so and continuing into this winter. El Nino kind of tends to flip-flop the country in terms of like cold and warmer conditions. Usually we see a lot of colder conditions in the northern tier and warmer in the southern tier. For the majority of the winter, we get more of cold shots and more of like warm spells. However, this year we're expecting to see more of a westerly flow out of the Pacific across the northern tier of the country, which is going to bring milder days to the northern tier, and we're expected to see just more pretty much like storm systems form along the Gulf of Mexico, which is going to bring kind of cooler and showery and a lot of rain to the southern tier. So it's an interesting mix of how like the weather is going to be setting up for this winter. Now, yes, we are still going to get snow, some snow here in the northern parts of the country. However, it's not going to be as major as we usually do typically see over the course of the winter. And even going over into the Mid-Atlantic as well, not a whole lot of snow. Yes, we can get, one or two, maybe three big ones, but we're not going to see as much snow or as often as we did see over the past couple winters. And then going over into the West Coast, this is where it is going to help. El Nino is going to help a lot. It does bring unfortunately, a flooding threat over to the West Coast. Now, we do need the rain over here in parts of Central and Southern California. They've been in a drought for almost 4 years. And yes, all the rain that we're expected to get this winter, it's not going to make the drought go away, but it definitely will put a dent in it and help ease the drought, basically, and help with the reservoirs. So, but the only problem is that with a lot of rain and very, dry soil and everything, it does make it for flooding a lot quicker. So, I mean, it's not going to help so much in terms of, yes, there's going to be a lot more, like, flooding and mudslides over in the West Coast, but it will fill up those reservoirs again. So, hopefully we can get some of the drought gone this winter due to the El Nino effects. And going over into more the, Four Corners region, expect to see a lot of snow this winter. They are calling for above average snowfall in most of the southern and middle tier of the Rockies. And then going over into, again, the Northwest, again, because we are going to have that Pacific air kind of slide on from the west, it is going to create a more mild winter, again, for the Northwest and going over into the northern parts of the Rockies and the rest of the northern tier of the country. So it looks pretty much like this. For temperatures, you're going to see above average temperatures for pretty much the northern tier, cooler and wetter conditions across the south, And then in the middle, kind of see the same amount of temperatures and the same amount of precipitation. But again, with El Nino, you are going to get a lot of big temperature swings going into the heart of the country, and you are going to see a bit more milder conditions going over on the East Coast. So that is the winter forecast, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you will enjoy this winter. Hopefully it's not as brutally cold as it was last winter here in DC. Today is 76 degrees and sunny. That's why I'm in a t-shirt today. And it is almost the end of October. Pretty interesting, if say the least. So go out and check more videos on my channel, and I will be sure to get you another video or two, hopefully in the upcoming weeks. And by the way, Halloween is only 10 days away. What are you wearing? Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully I can post a Halloween costume video up in the next couple days. Until then, keep your eye to the sky, and see you later. Bye!